Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dicing with Death. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Quite good, quite good. I'm ready to play some Qual here.
Yeah, it's been a while. I guess we'll just jump right into it. Do we need any sort of intro or no?
I don't think
Surprise
so.
dicing with death on Twitch, but the YouTubers will just probably be fresh from another VOD
Yep.
or
If I,
frustrated that it's been weeks since we did any work on the storyline.
yeah. If I ever get around to uploading VODs, I think there's still like
Are we
2 weeks
behind? Oh,
of
that'll be
Frozen
great.
Frontier and stuff.
They'll be binging on a Qualnir miniseries.
Yeah, I'm way behind on all the things.
So why don't we? I don't think we have a professional recap.
No,
So
no, we did not give them any heads up or awareness that this was happening.
So
This is on
I'll do
us.
my best. Last time on Dicing with Death, and then that's where my memory ends. So why don't you pick up from there, Fish Memory Erickson?
All right.
So I mean, I've got. Are you in roll 20?
I'm in roll 20.
You can
Yeah.
pull that shit up for the viewers, and let's do our quick shout outs so I don't forget later. The brilliant artist, the virtuoso maestro Matt Berger has crafted for us the most beautiful map.
Really?
Connar, you want to unfurl that scroll from the handouts?
Oh.
Actually, I think he it's probably a collab. It looks like he took my original brush strokes from Roll20.
He like screenshotted it and then just like made it look nicer.
Applied a sepia filter
and some
added a
textures.
compass. Yeah, so this is the map you've been carrying around this whole time.
Oh, this is great. I can really see where things are now.
Yeah. Yeah. But on Qualnir's map, the text is handwritten, and it doesn't all match.
It's not all in the same font.
It's not all in the same font. Different, and it actually looks like different people wrote it at different times.
Okay.
And then,
well, I believe.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. And I've got you here in the woods.
Right.
On our little doodle tabs. We no longer have to look at the old Qualnir map pages. We can just
I believe
enjoy
Qualnir is somewhere north of Farway, right?
Well, you're in the woods. Well, we can sort out in play if you can figure out exactly where you are.
Okay.
So we'll jump into that. Do you want to tell us how you got here?
Yeah.
What you're doing?
So
what your goals are?
Bloodletter back because it's been in the hands of these bandits for a little bit too long. It's time to return to my hand. So I took a ship all the way down, landed south of Cornbrook, and I've been making my way up looking for word of these bandits. And so now I'm cruising along the river's edge, hoping that a lone, well-dressed figure walking through the woods will be a prime target for bandits, or walking along the riverside will be a prime target for bandits. And I believe it was somewhere around here that I found them last time. So I'm just going to like walk around for a few days and see if I'll run into them.
Alrighty. Is this the first time Qualnir's been through Cornbrook?
No, he started in Cornbrook.
Yeah, we've come full circle. You're going back to the level 1 zone to pick up your epic loot that you accidentally dropped here.
Yeah. That's for more information on Qualnir's first time in Cornbrook. Watch the
first episode of
he's changed since those days.
This is like the remastered version of the game. We've got this like fancy map you can unfurl. There's background music now. We interrupted the rest of my shout outs. Tabletop audio, right? You wanna find some appropriate music and we'll catch up to speed. So I guess you didn't find any bandits, right? You wandered up and down the road, and then I think at the end of last episode you decided to cross the river somewhere south of Ashenholt.
Okay.
So you are or you headed north from far away, and instead of taking the road.
Right. I wanted to go alongside the river because I thought it would be more.
Okay, but have you crossed it? Right.
No, I'm still.
Okay. So I think you're still on the east. So if you're looking at that map, you're on the east side of the river, somewhere between Farway and Ashenholt.
Right. There it is. There's the music that I'm looking for. There we go. What's going on with this? It's just too low.
And we've got new German viewers that missed the jokes last time around.
The Ashlock joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
It wasn't even intentional, but they told us that. Someone in chat told us that.
Last time
the first time we were here, and I was like, nope, not changing it.
All right. Well,
totally meant to do that.
Well, Qualnir's just going to head north along the river's edge.
All right. You head north through the countryside. I think we kind of narrated what was going on here last time, right? It's mostly cleared, and especially down by the river. Abandoned farms and fields gone fallow. And they give way to forest. I mean, so are you looking to get ambushed by bandits?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so this, I mean, you tell me, you're walking through.
I want to stay in as open an area as possible. Is the forest like completely crosses the river, and it's
so looking across the river is the old growth forest.
Okay, so I want to stay on the non-forested side of the river.
Yeah, so this was once civilized but has been abandoned and left fallow. You know, off in the distance, old scarecrow sways in a field. You see some like goats skittering away, like feral goats. They were once a farmer's, and
all right.
Now they've gone wild. So this doesn't. It seems sparsely populated. You're not sure if this is a good place to find bandits, but I think this is where you ended last episode. So if you want to steer your course, I don't know what time of day we left off on. It's been a couple of weeks. I can roll a D24, or you can tell me if you think you remember.
I think we ended at nighttime or like in the morning. I think it's a brand new day.
Did you just you spent a night in some like abandoned barn in the countryside or something,
no,
or did you curl up in a?
Yeah, I kind of like made a bed and like dug a hole and placed my valuables in the hole.
Okay, that makes more sense. I think you went out into the woods to camp for the night is what happened. That's how you end up out here on the edge of civilization. So like the...
Go ahead.
No.
I want to just keep on trekking along the open side of the river, even if it gets away from civilization, because that might be a great spot to find bandits, or it might not. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to spend some time exploring the area. Yeah,
plot a course. You were not disturbed in the night. You wake up renewed in the morning. And isn't it good to be a non-spellcasting class and just be able to wake up and get going?
Yes, it's fantastic, actually.
You want to plot a course. I don't know if you have a direction sense, but you've got a map. You've been here before. You know which way is east. You don't know exactly where on the map you are.
But I'm also like following the river, so...
Okay, so you're trying to head north. Okay.
I'm just going upriver.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check for me.
Ooh. That is not always one of my high points. A 22.
Yeah, so you'll know that you can sort of triangulate the course in your head, and sort out that. I mean, the river is going to skip past Ashenhold proper and most of its outlying villages, and yeah. So you're judging that maybe more of this same countryside. You'll be skipping the
populated areas?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I feel like the populated areas are the places that it's hard to get attacked by bandits because it's populated. Unless they've taken over everything and I'm unaware of that. But I'll head over there eventually. So for now, the open road, the open river, birds chirping, winds blowing around. It's quite nice.
Yeah. Cool. I guess you are an adventurer at this point, aren't you?
Yeah.
You are seasoned. So the war-torn dystopian countryside is right at home for you, huh?
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Just need another 6,000 experience points, and then I'll hit level 9.
Yeah. So you make it halfway through the day without seeing a soul. like I said, there are animals and livestock here, but if you're following the river, you're on the edge of. I don't know. Maybe this. I mean, the last time you were here, these were thriving farmsteads.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Brutal.
Well, certainly got out at the right time, didn't you?
Sucks to be them. I'm rich, so who cares?
Yeah.
So I'll just keep cruising and spending day after day walking along until I get to civilization.
Yeah, well, that was just the first morning. And I think, no encounters, and I think by like late afternoon, you make it back to the road on the other side. You probably have to rough it through some forest. You go a little bit off-roading if you're to follow the river and stay north, or maybe so you divert a mile or so around some tough terrain. There's Ashenholt itself is built onto it's not a mountain, not really a mountain. It's more of a glorified hill, but it's the tallest spot in the region. And so this country you're passing through sort of gradually slopes up to the keep and the city around it. So you sort of skirt along the river north and eventually find your way back onto the road. You can't see anyone now, but it looks freshly traveled. Maybe I should have had you roll a tracking check or something like that. But there's wagon ruts. You can sort out which way's west, and you assume east uphill towards the keep.
I don't really feel like going near the keep. I also don't feel like... Well, so in Qualner's mind, either the bandits are working with the Bastard of Ashenholt, in which case they're not really bandits. And if they are working together, then that place is probably a great spot to find them, but maybe not a great spot to be attacked by them. But I feel like that's unlikely. I feel more that these bandits would stay away from the keep and the central power and authority of the crown. So having arrived here, I need to look at my map again.
I mean, there may well be... I don't know. I'm just letting you eventually cross the road, and you got to decide. Right. Do you continue north, or are you going to hop on the road east or west?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, so I'm looking at my map, and I can see where the river meets the road near Ashenholt. I feel like I want to go north. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like when I lost my dagger, I was somewhere between Glenburg and Ashenholt. Or maybe I was somewhere between Mumford and Ashenholt. I was somewhere north of Ashenholt. So I will turn west onto the road and whistle my way northward.
Yeah. So near the road, you I mean, I guess you see your first people that day. Some farmers or whatever. I mean, I don't know if they're of any interest to you. So I guess you pass a farm that's not gone. Okay. That's occupied, right? That's actually operational. And then you pass some some wagons come shortly thereafter.
Ooh, wagons, yeah. All right, I was going to go talk to the farmers,
so
but I'll talk to the wagon instead.
You look up this short dirt road off to the farmhouse, contemplate going to speak to that farmer you can see in the distance, and then you see some dirt kicked up down
much
the road.
Better. Farmers are the worst. So Qualner will go talk to this fella. He's got his French braided silver hair.
Is your hair braided right now?
I mean, that's what my character sheet says, and that's what my original character sheet says. Can a
French braid hold for multiple days? I think it can. I want to say it can, but I don't know from personal experience.
I'm not really an expert on this.
Is it just a dreadlock now?
I don't...
No, I'm sure you had it freshly braided before you left, right?
Yeah, but I have been sleeping out on the dirt for a while, so I can probably do it myself. I have 17 decks. Right? Is a French braid a hard thing to do?
You probably do it. You probably maintain it absentmindedly while you travel. You fancy elf, you.
Yeah.
Instead of keeping your hand on your dagger hilt like a proper adventurer, you're too busy braiding your hair.
Well, I mean, it's this beautiful silver hair. It's got to be properly kept up, you know.
All right, so this ox cart pulls up. I don't know, hauling a load of turnips into Ashenholt.
Okay. I give him a bit of a wave and try and, I stand in front of them and then move to the side, but try and convey to them with body language that I want to speak to them. As they come on down the road.
There's a trio of probably a whole farming family.
Mm-hmm.
Pa and 2 kids.
I wave and look to Pa and say, good afternoon, my fine fellow on the road. How are you doing today?
Taking the turnips to market.
Wonderful, and what lovely turnips they are indeed. Are those your children in the back? They're so adorable for humans. Do tell me, is this a safe road to travel? I've been told there are all manner of evil walking up and down this road. Sailing people.
That safe road? I mean, there's potholes, snakes. Are there snakes? I don't know.
Good, so those are clearly not the things I'm speaking about. Pothole poses no danger to a pedestrian, and I don't believe this area is inhabited by snakes. I'm speaking, of course, of the bandits in the region. Do you have any news of them? Do they still pose a threat?
Roll a charisma check, please.
God, it's a natural 2.
I'm afraid I don't speak Elven.
Oh, good sir, I'm not speaking in Elven. I am speaking the common tongue. I simply wish to know if there are bandits upon the road yonder.
No thanks, sir. We aren't interested. And he whips his little ox cart. Look away, kids! Don't stare. Now I just switched to the Elven accent.
All right. Well, fuck it.
Look away, kids! Don't stare.
I'll just keep heading north. Potholes. What a daft farmer.
So you head west. There are other travelers on the road. You can continue to ask around about bandits if you'd like. Maybe get another try at that charisma check. If
that's, give it another shot.
Approach.
Okay. So the next ox cart comes rolling on down the road, and I'll
roll a charisma check.
Okay.
If you are less more yeah, it's not an you walk a little ways down the road and there's like a signpost. Like there's a small path that heads off down here. Like, yeah, I guess you can. It's like some there's like a boathouse or something down some path. And there's like a sign that splits off to it. There's a little bit of like you can see a dozen or so people at this crossroads.
Okay.
And so you can find someone to talk to. And actually, what catches your eye is a cloaked figure, a roguish robed figure.
Oh my.
I don't know, showing off this thieves' cant with his body language, if you will. So your spidey senses you're like that guy is clearly waiting for some, like you, yeah.
Wonderful.
You're at the small cross paths.
Sure, I will approach.
And so you could ask you could ask a farmer for info, or you could.
Oh, I'm going over to this roguish figure.
Yeah,
definitely.
And you can. What do you drop to like let him know that like he's probably I don't know. Your Kralmir's. Make an intelligence check. Or ask me questions.
Oh, I was just gonna ask him.
Or just okay.
Good fellow, does the owl screech at midnight like it always does?
That's awful. But you passed your charisma check, so apparently that's some sort of street lingo. I mean, maybe still roll me an intelligence check. I mean, nice, nailed it. Yeah, you can put it. I mean, this guy's probably here. I don't know what country rogues do. It's like selling drugs on the street corner, or some illicit smuggling. Some, I don't know, selling watches under his robe, something like he's waiting. Yeah, he's waiting here for someone to drop thieves' cant on him, and you pass your charisma check, and the owl screeches at midnight, and that's the secret sign.
That's the secret sign,
apparently.
Well,
and he's like, yeah, what? He's like, yeah, what do you need? And
I lean in close and I say, I hear.
He sort of eyes you up and down, and you're clearly a much higher level thief than him. I don't know that he will. I'm actually going to roll some dice in secret, but continue, Connar.
I hear that there's a certain dagger for sale. I'm willing to pay top dollar for this magic dagger that was stolen. Procured from someone who didn't deserve it.
He's like, yeah, man, I got what you need. And he I don't know, he rotates so that and you're a high level, you can go along with it, and you disappear in plain sight.
Sure.
And he goes, I'm at your talk. You blend in.
Right.
You well, I don't know, maybe you're an obvious ostentatious sort of rogue, but it's like I got what you need. Magic dagger right here, and this is what this guy does.
I'm about to.
He reaches into his trench coat and he pulls out a switchblade, and he's like, "This man is the magic dagger you've been looking for." Okay. See, look at, and he demonstrates, and he's doing
switchblade.
Level 1 rogue. Does he even pass his sleight of, or his pickpockets?
All right. I want to take
a relevant skill.
A quick look around, see if there's anyone.
What is your pickpockets? And let's subtract maybe 25 from that or something to guess a level 1. I don't know where it starts at.
My pickpockets is 33.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
So terrible. Yeah, this is my level 1 pickpockets.
Yeah, but his would be about the same, maybe. Right. But he fails. So he I don't know, cuts himself out with the switchblade. But yeah, he's showing off some. Yeah.
All right. I take a look around. Are there other people at this point, or have the other farmers in the area moved on already?
There are people around, but like I was saying, you two. I mean, you yeah. He knows. I mean, this is what he's doing. He's here at this crossroads selling, I don't know, illegal switchblades or maybe he's keeping a lookout on this high traffic area. But you do not appear to have garnered notice.
Sure.
And he's like,
I asked to take a look at the dagger to hold it.
He pauses for a second, as if to size you up whether he trusts you, but he eventually hands you the little switchblade.
Okay. I play with it as if I'm inspecting the weapon. I turn it over, I close it, I open it, and then I hand it back to him good sir, this is not the one I'm looking for. The one I seek is supposedly...
Oh, you want a boot knife? He kicks his heel on the ground, and a little blade pops out of his boot. He's like, is this the sort of magic you're after?
Actually, could you modify that into my existing shoes? Is that a service that you provide?
He looks down at your shoes.
I mean, unless his boots will fit me, but I feel like his boots are a shitty style, and Quilnir's a man of taste. So, do you have a cobbler in your employ that could hook me up?
Mm-hmm.
As they
just
say?
Around the corner, and he nods.
Well then, let us take a stroll. And I gesture for him to lead the way.
All right. He leads you down the path towards which heads downhill towards the river. It's it's like a footpath. You can see some old ruts in the ground, but you'd have a hard time maneuvering a large wagon down here. But
Quilnir's fully expecting this to be some sort of ambush. So as we're walking down, I've got my cloak hanging around me. I'll just ease my hand onto the blade of my short sword, rest my hand on the pommel, just in case there's anything about to pop up out me. And I keep a close eye all the way around.
you rest your left hand, right hand. Which side is your sword on?
My sword's on my left side, so I'm resting my left hand on the pommel of it.
Yeah, you rest your left hand on your pommel on the pommel of the
short
sword of speed.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess let me know. Unless you're surprised, you can murder anyone before they murder you. I think.
Sure. So I'm just keeping my
even
eyes
at
out.
range. I think the sword is so like the properties of the sword are such that if someone tried to like shoot first with a bow, you as soon if it was like roll for initiative, you'd be like, no, I don't have to. I close the 60 yards to the archer and murder him before he gets the shot off.
Yeah. I mean, he'd have to have like a readied action, which would then technically be a surprise. So if I see him like start to draw his bow or arrow, I would be
yeah.
ready.
So he leads you down this path to it's a little dockside. There's like I don't know if there's. Well, let's roll for it. There's actually a small ferry loading up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple like shacks along the river. It doesn't look like a main stop, but there's other people about. And you're pretty sure there's not going to be a cobbler down here by the river, but
yeah.
But he leads you towards one of these buildings, and down like a path. Less popular. Like most of the people are queued up on the dock.
Sure.
And he leads you to one of these river shacks. It's like it's like a big shed with a huge door that you could like fit a cart in or a boat in or something.
Okay.
It's currently closed, but it looks industrial-ish.
Okay.
And
I want to take a look around just to make sure there's no one else here. Can I get a perception check?
Yeah, there's no one else here. Like if he's leading you into an ambush, this is where he's about to ambush you, or I don't know. You make a perception check, and you look around and there's no one. He's like led you down this path. There's like a couple other shacks around that block the view to like to the ferry and the main thing. Like maybe this is where like people like store small boats.
Perfect.
All
right. So
what do you do anything, or you let him?
I arrive down here and I look at him expectantly.
And he's been, I think, talking to you this way to like keep you from. I mean, it'd be uneasy if he was just like
walking in silence. Yeah,
walking in silence, or does he walk? I mean, what is or is
Conar's happy to walk in silence and let the man jabber at him, and he'll respond politely here or there.
Mm-hmm.
But he's more keeping an eye out.
Okay. So he approaches one of these shacks and knocks on the door next to the big door. He's like, Ferret, open up. We got a customer.
I wait. Interesting.
And Ferret pokes his head out the front door and like, what do you mean customer? And then he like looks out and looks at the street past you and like pops back into the house. And there's like as the gate opens up from the inside.
I give the person a bit of a nod. Hello.
They've gone back inside. There's like a door next to it. Like a big set of double doors, like where you'd pull. I mean, you open it up. It looks like it's an old boat shed, but there's no boat inside. There's a largish man operating like some sort of cantilevered mechanism to like get the door to like flip up, and it's like a portcullis kind of deal. But
I get you. Okay,
but it was just like a wooden door, like braced in metal, and it slides up, and you see the inside of this empty shed. There's boxes and crates along the walls, but it's you would like park a boat or a wagon or something in here, and there's just the guy, and then you look and like a door from the inside opens, and the man who was referred to as Ferret walks in as well, and then your salesman behind you.
I follow in.
And he's my esteemed patron here. Did you give him your name at any point, or you just let him? Needs to be fitted for some boots. This here's my cobbler, and he says to you, like he's got a hand on your shoulder, and he's like escorting you into the
yeah. I'm sure
garage.
He's a cobbler. All right.
Hey, why don't you have a seat? And he like nods to the big guy like steps inside the house and like pulls out a chair.
So it's just the two of them, right?
At this instant, there's three. There's three. There's
the big guy, the cobbler.
There's Ferret. There's the salesman. Yeah, Ferret was the cobbler.
Right.
Actually, the big guy was there. Ferret. We'll call Ferret, the cobbler, and the salesman.
Okay,
there we
Ferret,
go.
the cobbler, and the salesman. Wonderful.
And the salesman has just stepped out of the room to get you a chair.
Sure.
And you are left alone with Ferret and the salesman.
I will wait patiently, standing in the middle of the room, staring down Ferret until the chair arrives.
Sure. A chair arrives. You're seated.
I will. When the chair arrives, I will, in like a fancy swooping motion, like whip off my cloak and like lay it over the back of the chair, exposing the myriad of weapons across my waist, including my very fancy short sword, which I promptly. I will I'll undo the sword belt and lay it across my lap, so like that my short sword of speed is resting across my lap.
You take your belt off?
Well, no, because like you've got your normal belt, and then you've got your sword belt over the normal belt. Because
is that a thing?
I guess the sword belt doesn't go through your belt loops. It's a secondary thing that you can come on and off without having to undress yourself.
That makes way more sense. I thought as you upgraded as a warrior, you just got a bigger belt.
No,
you didn't necessarily get more. No, you get more belts. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll take
so
my sword
every
belt
sword
off.
comes with its own belt.
No. You have one belt that has a very scabbards hanging off of it. So you've got one belt with all of your weapons, and then you've got the belt that holds it.
So how many belts do you still have on?
I have one belt on that was holding up my pants, and I've taken off the belt that holds my weapons.
You don't have like a bandolier of daggers and like 27 darts and a 10-pound sack of ruby ore. And
I do have a bandolier of darts still across my chest. Yes, that is still a thing.
Yeah. So you sit in the chair and adjust awkwardly as you are clearly armed to the teeth, and
yes.
I think you see the salesman's jaw sort of drop because he's got he's got like a couple switchblades in his pocket, right. Or like I don't know what else you would like a halfling foot. No, just kidding. What would a corner store black marketeer be hawking? I don't know. Maybe he's got some poisons or something.
Sure.
You wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, you could ask. But you look like the arms dealer in this situation. And he's actually he doesn't give me a name. Our patron had his eyes on a boot knife, and we gotta get it fitted.
Present my
Cobble.
I gotta for them to take off.
Yeah. So. Yeah, go. Yeah, Cobble. I gotta have a word here with Ferret. Ferret, get over here. And Ferret and the salesman sort of disappear into the
that's fine.
House, the side room.
I present my booted foot to the cobbler and let him do his work.
And yes, and this large, muscled man who looks more like a dock worker than a cobbler. Sets to work. I mean, you're not really. He doesn't have a ruler, but he like makes a show at kneeling at your side and inspecting and removing your boots.
Sure.
And inspecting your feet. I guess you go along with the ruse. You let them flail awkwardly as they And there's there was a hushed conversation in the other room that I think you missed your.
I didn't want to listen to that. Actually, I wanted to talk to the cobbler anyway. So while he's fooling with my foot and everything,
he's got your left shoe off and he's going to unlace your right boot.
That's great. So I would like to ask, so which family are you from? As a thieves' cant way of saying which organization, which bandit.
Oh, chat's right. These are like 100 GP elven boots. Maybe not quite that. Your outfit was a couple hundred, right? So the boots are probably.
I mean, the boots are usually the most expensive part of the whole outfit. It's like 50, like 25 GP each.
Yeah, he doesn't really bulk at this.
That's fine.
Which is, I mean, you're probably waiting there. I mean, you're like, this guy is, he's not a cop. You don't even need to roll that.
Yeah. I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have something? You wanted to ask him something.
Yeah.
So he's unlaced your first boot in silence, and he's going for the other one.
Which family do you hail from? Good cobbler, sir.
Family? He looks up at you. What you asking about my family for? He pauses like on a lace, and then you caught him off guard.
I simply like to know who I'm doing business with. Are you the green coats, the red coats, the turncoats? You're definitely none of the bastards men. What's your family's name?
Are those like slang terms that I've used before, or is Connar?
No, I'm making shit up. I'm just
making shit up. I mean, it sounds right enough that maybe
they could be. Those could be groups from somewhere.
You see him cock his head, and you can see the eyes glaze over look of someone who's not understanding the references you're putting down. Mm-hmm. Although I will admit that the question was not phrased improperly. This guy's just not bright enough to pick up on the metaphor and symbolism you're making up on the spot. The term redcoat may catch on, but maybe it already I don't know. So he unlaces the rest of your boot, takes it off, mm-hmm. leaving you in your fancy elven socks. Mm-hmm. And he sets the boots neatly aside against a wall. The chair is up now. Yeah, he's just leans over and puts it there and goes to stand back up. Do you say anything more, try to translate?
I repose the question again.
The other two are coming back at this point.
Sure,
I hear their voices getting louder and.
Well, if their voices are getting louder, then I'll just stand up.
So you stand up in your socks. Ferret and the salesman come back.
I'm putting my sword belt back on as they're re-arriving.
Yeah, Ferret holding the salesman's right boot, and the salesman walks in with one shoe on and one shoe off, limping into the garage. Mm-hmm. And Ferret's fiddling with the bottom of the boot. You stand up in your socks. You're gonna get your socks dirty. This is not a clean. This is a dockside warehouse.
I'm okay getting my socks dirty, Ryan.
Okay. Just letting you know.
Okay.
That's like a couple of GP worth of damage right now. Putting these pristine elven socks in the mud.
They can be washed.
You're right. They're probably some fancy elven fiber that
repels mud and water.
I take it all back. Yeah.
Good. Gentlemen, we've all arrived. Are we going to continue with this charade, or are you going to give me the information I want? I'm happy to kill you all right here on the spot, but I hope we don't have to come to that.
Ferret looks at his two buddies, throws the boot at you, and just goes running down the street.
All right, I think it's initiative time.
What? I'm
gonna run Ferret through in the back of the
so
short
you
sword.
Can roll to hit. You can get that sword drawn, and like I said, you don't even. We can roll for initiative for the others, or maybe for your main hand.
6 plus 2 for back attack.
Yeah, he's not surprised, so this isn't an assassinate, but I think you just run him through. Go. Yeah. Roll for damage. I guess let's make a
D6. Does it clear by 10? Is it 2d6?
In the back. Do we do that? Have we been doing that with Connar? I think we have, right?
I think we have. All right, so it's either 7 or 13 damage.
You run the panicked Ferret through, and do you stab him in the back? No, he goes. He starts to run. He throws the shoe at you. Do you roll up? Let me actually
roll the hit to see if he hits me with a boot.
He rolls. Hold on, I got to figure out if this radiation symbol is a 1 or a 20. Oh, it's a 20. Holy shit, he crits you with a boot.
Oh my.
Saving throw versus death. I guess he needs to roll.
All right, I need a 12 or higher. I fail my saving throw versus death.
Yeah. A boot is probably a small object, D4,
yes.
or is it a large?
It depends on the sort of boot.
Because I'm rolling on the crit table. I don't think the damage is important here.
It's definitely a small bludgeoning object.
This is the boot with the boot knife in it.
But is the boot knife out?
I can.
Retracted?
It's a crit. I don't know. Roll a.
I failed my saving
You
throw.
failed your
versus death.
saving throw versus death, so I think I'm gonna.
If I die
dead
from a boot to the head.
No, but you might get a cool scar, and have to come
God.
up with critical hits. Where are my critical hit tables? I know I just let you double crit, but I'd rather not deal damage. I mean, damage isn't going to be interesting here.
Sure.
And we've used the crit. I mean, which
I think it's going to be like a D6 severity.
Yes, that sounds
and
right.
And a D10 location.
Critical hit, one
It's
size smaller.
Yeah.
Oh, a 5 could do us something.
Oh,
with
shit,
damage.
that
So do we
could
think
actually
it's... Does the boot knife go off? Do we think it's slashing, or 8 is...
8 is the right arm.
Right arm. But your sword was in your left.
Yep.
Arm struck, shield weapon damage dropped, but it's your other arm. Okay.
Right. So he smacks my arm.
He dies. I mean, So I think you just like totally ignore the boot, and if it goes into like slow motion or something, and like the sword is sheathed, and do you even let him get past you? I guess you took the back attack.
Yeah.
So he walks right past you, and you just like run. Short swords are piercing weapons, right? So you just like through the guts, pull it out. His belly spills on the floor, and he collapses into it. But in that like slow motion stab scene, the boot's like flying, and it just strikes you in the right arm, which is not usable this round. I don't know. Typically, Qualnir would go for a dagger with his offhand. But that was it. I think the other two are just too shocked to react.
Perfect. So I'll slowly turn around to face the others and say,
What do you want? What do you want? The big guy's casually just got his hands up. What do we call the cobbler? The cobbler puts his hands up, and the salesman's like frantically. What do you? Hey, he's like groveling.
I am looking for information on the group of bandits that have been running the roads around here, and you mean
the bastards men, or
the bandits,
or you are your union, right?
No, I'm not.
What's then?
There should be another. There should be another group out here. No? Is it just the bastards men raiding the roads, attacking civilians?
These roads.
Roads. It's the bastards men who are attacking the roads.
Well, taxing, what's the difference, really?
I see. And any goods acquired through this taxation would be given to the Bastard of Ashenholt himself, right? Any high-profile goods.
I'll have him roll. You mean the dagger?
Yes, the magic dagger, Bloodletter.
But Bloodletter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, the bastard's got it.
Thank you.
He's like looking at you like you're crazy.
I go and take off my belt, leaving my short sword in my hand, sit back down in the chair, and motion for the cobbler to put my boots back on.
Without a word, he like takes a knee and laces your boots back up for you, right over the mud.
Right, excellent. I will stand back up.
He does a passable job of lacing up your boots.
I will.
He skips a couple of notches or something.
I'm okay with that. I too want to get out of here quickly. I thank them, and then I tell them. Just so you know who you're dealing with, I'm Qualnir the Cunning, the elf from the north, from Solstice, and the guild will not be here long, so you would do well to remember who I am. And then I leave.
They stare at you slack jaws, you walk out the door, and then there's a creak as the cobbler shuts the gate to his shed, and you walk off down down the road.
This time I'm headed to Ashenholt. It's time to... now that I know who's got my dagger, I know roughly what I need to do. It's just a matter of... Do I walk in the front door and kill everything on my way? Or do I sneak in and get what I want and take off? I don't... Volnir is very cocky. He feels like he could just walk in the front door and kill everything and take his dagger and leave. But at the same time, he actually hasn't had like a nice break-in in a while. And he's kind of interested to like try out the sneaking method again. It's, he's been a little... He'd like to do some stealth here.
That was a hell of a scene. That would have been a good spot to... I could have cliffhangered right there on the garage door closing. But I guess let's just keep rolling through it. Where are you taking off?
Ashenholt.
Where you head to? Ashenholt. So you head back up the path to the road.
Oh, hell's yeah.
There's blood splattered all over your boots are impeccable. They were up against the wall, but like my
clothes and everything.
I mean, you dealt like 13 damage to it.
Yeah, all right. You know what? We're down here by the river, so I'll stop. I'll take off my cloak, and I'll wash the cloak in the river right next to this place where I killed these guys. And, then I'll take off my pants and like try and get some blood out of my pants, and I'll
clean up. You see the ferry load of passengers heading on upriver.
Yeah.
And they like stand on the side of the boat and stare as this elf washes his pants in that river.
Yep. Then I'll put on the wet clothes and start making my way to Ashenholt.
These are like fancy elven silks that let me roll a quality check. Do they just look expensive, or are they? No, these weren't knockoffs, but you've totally soiled your I mean, they're fine. Your pants are fully functional, but you've got blood stains all over these pants are worth like 10, 20 GP.
I just washed them in cold water within minutes of getting blood on them.
A fine elven garment would it'd be some fancy, woven elven synthetic blend thing.
It's not synthetic. It's all natural, GMO.
All natural, but like woven from different magically. It would be death repelling. This one just looked nice.
That's fine. But I feel like washing blood out of something within minutes gets it. I don't want to put reactions in your character's mind, but Qualnir's totally like my fucking pants. Right? I mean, like it was a badass scene, and it was worth the pants. I protest. I feel like you can get blood stains out of clothes that more quickly than that. If you don't let them set, I've gotten blood out of my clothes within minutes if it's cold water.
Sure, but like you.
I mean, I don't have any baking soda with
20 gold silk pants, elven silk pants.
Okay, I guess I've never had 20
You ruined them in
golds.
the river. So maybe the blood stains aren't there, but like the fabric's going to dry all crunchy and weird.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's fair.
You're not going to a fancy ball in these pants anymore. I'm sorry, Qualnir.
It's fucking...
But it was time. You've soiled your first pair of pants this session. It won't be the last.
This is why we don't like ferrets, all right? Fucking ferrets.
So you head, up. I mean, you clean yourself off, and then you head up the small path back to the main road and head east this time. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I'm heading east to Ashenholt.
Ashenholt.
God, I've been here before.
Can we put on like Overland by Oxen or something like that?
Yes, absolutely. But you are also GM. You can modify.
Oh, are you just
please?
Oh, you're just playing this through Roll20?
Yep.
Oh. I thought you were doing I guess I can hear it, and I'm not in.
And Discord, you're not in Discord, yep.
Cool. So you head uphill towards the keep. You pass more turnip carts, peasants, a few soldiers actually, in their red capes.
I would look at them. I think about murdering them because I'm angry about my pants, but I don't.
They eye you as you pass each other, and I think you continue uphill. This place has changed a lot since you were here last. It's a little more war-torn, but you can catch yourself. I mean, you're heading into a town, so like you pass a tavern or two, a blacksmith,
Mm-hmm.
Many of the buildings are closed. I mean, yeah, closed down, but it's still fully operational. You can make purchases from the player's handbook, or
no, I don't have any
do what you will.
purchases that I need right now. I want to find an inn that I can sit down in and formulate a plan.
Yeah, I think I can't even remember this. So this is the Ashenholt as Leon would have seen it. I'm trying to remember the names of the inn. There was one called the Turnip Cart right into Ashenholt, I think.
Right.
Right? Or is that out? Yeah.
But Leon stayed at the cheap inn. Qualnir does not stay at cheap inns no more. He is loaded, and so he will go to the very finest inn in town.
Yeah. What was... Oh, God. It's probably not the same one as last time. I can't remember the name. You can't... Maybe Qualnir can't. Maybe if... Yeah, Qualnir probably can't even remember the name. You head to where... You know, there was some fancy establishments you frequented. Right. Then
this is where I met Master Bates and Michelle.
Yeah. But you go to your old haunts and they're closed down.
Such a shame.
But you're able to find I don't know. You wander around until maybe roll a charisma check to find the fancy inn. Keep the dice warm.
14.
You know. You find a passable inn, but it's
disappointed and disgusted with the human race. I make accommodations for myself at this inn.
Mm-hmm. That'd be your room for the night, or?
Yes. I will, with a little bit of derision, just like toss a gold coin onto the counter, and look around and take off my backpack and just hand it to the man behind the counter as if he's going to be my bellhop.
Sure, a gold coin will get you service. Here's the Hunker Down Tavern, and the innkeep takes your bag, I guess, back to a room. Is that a thing?
I want someone to carry my bag to my room for me, so I give him the gold. I just give a gold and just give him my bag and say, "Lead the way, good sir."
I think with your failed charisma check, he does. What do you want me to do with this?
I want you to take it to my room and leave me there. I wrap my fingers on the counter impatiently.
All right, he grabs your bag and leads the way to a room.
All right.
It's just a one floor. Building, right? Wonderful. Establishment, right? There's a common room, and then there's like a back hall with some rooms down it, which is kind of unusual for Ashenholt. This is sort of on the outside of the walls still. Oh, would you have headed? No, there's like a palisade wall in there. So I think this is like just on the edge, and it kind of sprawls outside of the walls.
This building is inside or outside of the walls of town?
Outside, on the edge.
Okay.
So it's a large one-story building. Yeah, and you can get a room. No lock on the room, but you can get a private room.
That's fine. I'll just take the private room.
And he sets your bag down. Anything else? Ale? Pie?
Pie, yes, please. Apple. No, cherry.
We got turnip.
No pie.
Okay, he shrugs and leaves you to your room. There was you can hear the rattle of a common room.
Sure. Do I have a window that looks out into the street?
No, you have a window that looks like south into the outskirts of Ashland. You probably don't get much. You can like see some of like the buildings out the back.
Okay, but there's no people passing by my window.
No, but if you wait here long enough, you'll see a person. Like, you look out the window for a minute.
I was just going to yell at a peasant to go get me a cherry pie and give him some money, but if there's no peasants readily available outside my window, then...
What world do you think this is?
Sometimes you got a window that overlooks a street, and you can yell from the window and throw money at people and have them do shit for you. I mean, Qualnir's got money. He's willing to pass it around in order to get what he wants. So... Time to figure out.
So you got yourself a private room.
Yeah.
You're at the Hunker Down.
Yeah.
Hunker Down Tavern. best you could find an Ashen Holt on short notice. I don't think you've... Let me take a peek at... I probably got a doodle of what Ashen Holt looks like. I don't know if I'll share it with you, but just to remind myself. Oh, you do have another map of the keep, don't you? Yeah, so you've got like a terrain map, like a... Yeah, which I don't have a handout for you for that one, but you totally know this.
Yeah, and I've been in the keep before. That's where I got Bloodletter the first time.
No, there's no wall. There's a wall around the keep, right? Mm-hmm. But there's no city inside. It's like just the manor house.
Okay, perfect.
But so this inn is on the same. Yeah, I mean, so you're just up the road from the keep itself.
Wonderful. So I'm trying to figure out what I would want. We know it's been about an hour. Should we take a break?
Yeah. This is a little lackluster rambling last 10 minutes or so. I told you we should have just cut it with the garage door.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you guys in a few minutes on the other side of our break. Bye.